What are the keys to achieving inner peace? You guys love my last video on how to protect your peace that I really wanted to make a follow-up to that video. I think we understand that our peace is our feeling of safety in our own body, in our own minds, and there are so many things in this world that can disrupt our peace, including ourselves, our own minds, our own self-talk. So how does one achieve true inner peace? Where does that come from? So nobody's perfect and we're all on this journey, but I do feel like I've come very far on this journey that I have a lot to share. So if you looked at me a decade ago, even longer than that, 15 years or even longer, I was someone who carried a lot of insecurity, fear, anxiety, pain, trauma, just emotional wounds buried deep down. I just had so much, like a little volcano inside. And I did not understand true inner peace, happiness. That just wasn't a thing. To now, I feel like I am someone who feels so much more peaceful, calm, truly joyful, truly lighthearted in life because I've healed and I've let go of so much. I've learned to reframe my mindset, my perspective. I've developed practices, right? A lot of things that helped me heal and helped me get closer to peace, get closer to this inner peace that sounds often so out of reach, right? So I have a lot to share. Grab a tea, get comfy, and let's get into it. First, let's define inner peace. So inner peace doesn't mean that your life is peaceful forever, because life is full of ups and downs and you're not gonna be like at a peaceful baseline for the rest of your life. First of all, it's boring. Second of all, unrealistic. So of course, life is gonna happen and sometimes things feel chaotic on the outside, but inner peace is how you respond to life and all these external events. It's not letting external events trigger you so hard. It's not letting external events like disturb the calmness and the eternal peace that you have within. So I wrote this as my definition of inner peace. I'm just gonna read it because I don't have it memorized. Your inner world is like a calm lake. You don't have excessively chaotic thoughts or disruptive, explosive emotions. You're not easily triggered, and even if you are, your response is calm. Things don't bother you as deeply as they did before. Your inner world is quiet enough that you can hear your true inner voice. You're more connected to your intuition and authenticity because of this peace. Of course, this concept of inner peace is subjective. I'm sure everyone has their own definition of it. So let me know down below, how do you define inner peace? All right, moving on to how to achieve this inner peace for yourself. I can only share from my perspective. These are the 6 pillars that have helped me get closer to achieving inner peace. Number 1 is learning personal responsibility and empowerment. So this is all about learning to take full responsibility for yourself, your actions, and your life. So this is about not being a victim and not blaming others for your circumstances or how things panned out for you in life. Of course, we have outside external influences that have kind of shaped parts of our personality and parts of our lives, but ultimately you have so much control over a lot of things. So you have to take responsibility over the things that you can control. So this is like the difference between victim mindset and empowered mindset. So victim mindset is you think everything's happening to you and you blame everything in your life for who you are and where you are in life. Being empowered and having that empowered mindset is understanding and accepting, like, yes, you are dealt a hand in life and not everybody is dealt the same cards. Life is unfair in that way that we all have different starting points. But as a person, you have responsibility, you have control over so much. You can control your decisions, your thoughts, your actions that you take. There is so much that is within your control, and also within your control is how you respond to life's events, how you respond to what people do to you, right? You can let someone say something and it brings you down. Like, you feel insecure, you stay insecure, you're not confident for the rest of your life. Or you can choose to respond to that person's criticism or opinion in a different way. You can choose to not believe in them. You can choose to respond to take lessons in like confidence. Like you can choose to be a different identity. You can choose to embrace whatever you want to be, and you can choose to take action towards creating the life that you want to create. There's so much that is within your control. So a big part of understanding and learning personal responsibility and empowerment is accepting yourself, accepting your story, and also acknowledging that from here on out, from this point on to the future, you can decide where you want to take your life, what you want to become, what you want to do. You have so much control over your mindset, your habits, what foods you choose to eat, what clothes you want to wear, how you want to express yourself to the world. You have so much that is within your control. So focus on what is within your control rather than being frustrated or annoyed at the things that are outside of your control. Like the weather, I can't change or predict the weather. I can't control the weather. So I might as well not worry about it, right? Accept that there are external circumstances that were outside of your control. And then it's how you respond to it, right? If this happened to me, it's a rainy day. I'm going to choose to respond by being prepared. I'm going to choose to bring an umbrella. I'm going to choose to, not go outside and plan my days around this. Like, I don't know. There's just so much that is within your control and within how you choose to respond to whatever life throws at you. Number 2, healing your wounds. Those 3 words sound simple, but is a journey of a lifetime. But truly healing all of your wounds, all of your traumas, just releasing all those emotions that you've suppressed, understanding why you had these emotions, why you had these perspectives in life, and learning to reframe, see things from a new perspective. There's a whole process of healing, and nobody heals in the same way. And that's why everyone's on their own healing journey. And I have made a lot of videos on my healing journey. I have a healing workshop that you can watch with a workbook actually that goes along with the video. But even beyond doing those like exercises, I had to like physically heal through my body, through life experiences, through doing things like breath work, yoga, meditation, like Tai Chi, holistic healing, seeing healers. Like I've done so many things to work on my healing. And sometimes it's not even like actively healing. Sometimes something in life triggers me and it opens the doorway to this awareness of, oh my God, I still have this trauma, or oh my God, I still have this emotion or this pain that I haven't released, I haven't worked through. And life really guides you to heal. And if you're like avoiding it, it feels more uncomfortable. Like the more you avoid healing, the more uncomfortable it is. So yeah, like it will naturally happen for you, but either you can actively seek healing or life will naturally guide you or force you towards healing. It's gonna happen. But the more you learn to heal your wounds, the more you open yourself up to being aware, looking at it, working through it, releasing it, the more you feel lighter, the more your heart feels lighter, the more life just feels more peaceful and calm, and you have less emotions, less negativity, less things brewing inside your heart, inside your mind. It takes time, it takes effort. It is something that is not an overnight shift. So you just have to accept where you are in your journey and just know that every time something triggers you, that is an opportunity for you to look inwards and to heal whatever it is. Be grateful for the triggers. Be grateful for your experiences, because it's not something you want to erase. Those experiences made you who you are. They gave you strength. They gave you resilience. They gave you perspective in life. If we went through life without experiencing hardship, difficulty, pain, like we wouldn't be able to appreciate the good. Like it would just all feel like it's the same level, versus if you've been down like really deep rock bottom in the mud, like you can appreciate the highs because you've been in the lows. So yeah, it's a big topic and I can make a whole series on it. I have so many videos on it, so I'll just leave it at that. Heal your wounds and you'll feel so much more peaceful. All right, number 3 is to connect with yourself every day. This is a practice. So you want to develop some sort of practice where you are connecting with yourself, you are listening to yourself, you are nurturing yourself. This is self-care, but it's self-care beyond the external care, right? Yes, take care of your body, take care of physically everything, but this is like not just mental, emotional, this is like spiritual. Like literally align yourself with the deepest part of you, like your inner self, your inner voice, whatever you believe that is, align yourself to that. So you can only align yourself to your true self if you are listening to that inner voice. And in order to listen to that voice, you have to be doing practices like meditating, journaling, taking walks, going into nature. You can't be living a very busy, productive life where you're go, 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 because like you're literally distracted by the external. Or even if you're someone who like watches TV a lot, or if you're on social media for hours in a day, like I'm guilty of that too, honestly. But if you are so like consumed by external media or external sources or just external life and actions, you're not gonna have the time to listen to yourself and connect with yourself. And this is where people veer off course because they haven't paid attention to how they feel. They haven't paid attention to what's truly like what truly feels aligned and what truly does not feel aligned in their life. So I talk so much about making sure that you're living in alignment with your authentic self, because that is literally the most important thing. You are your own compass. No one else can tell you for you whether you're doing the right thing. Only you know. And if you don't know, then you need to figure out a way, find a practice where you can connect with something internal that really feels good to you. It doesn't have to be the traditional sit there, meditate. So for some people, it's like tarot, right? Like tarot readings and reflecting on what comes up can help you align with what feels good. There's so many practices, but find your own. Find what works for you that you can do every day. Number 4, and this is going to be tough for my control freaks, but it is to flow with life. To flow with life is to learn to trust. It is to learn to let go. And when I say that, I mean learn to release control of the outcome. I know that is super hard for a lot of us, but you can't control everything that happens in life. You can't control how things unfold for you. So in order to have greater inner peace, you would have to learn to let go of that control. Because if you held on, if you were too attached, that's not peace. That's called stress. That's called anxiety and worry. And this video is about achieving inner peace. So anyway, learn to let go of the outcome, learn to release expectations. And this can be really hard for people who feel like they want to control everything in their life. They want to make sure that there is a good outcome. They want to make sure to the best of their ability that everything goes right. It's not easy to live that way because it's not always going to go your way. Things are not always going to go right, and things are going to happen that are very unexpected. So in order to feel peaceful through that experience, you have to learn to just let go and flow with life. I say that because I'm still working on it. But I have told this story or this quote before, and I want to share it again. Someone once asked a monk, "What is your secret to happiness?" And the monk replied, "I don't mind what happens." All right, pillar number 5 to achieving inner peace is love. Always come back to love. If you are able to do that, then you always know where the true source of your peace comes from. And this is something that is difficult for me to truly explain because it is simple yet so deep. But if you can live in a way where you just embody love, whatever that means to you, embody love, be love to the people around you, be love to yourself, right? Treat yourself with love, whatever that means to you. And also try and learn to see the world through the eyes of love. Like if you can see everyone through loving eyes. Like if that person was your family or best friend, your loved one, how would you see them, right? I think a lot of us see the world with like this otherness, like that we're not all connected, we're not all one being. Like we see, oh, that they're different from us. Oh, it's us versus them. Like this is what creates wars and conflicts, and it's like even discrimination, right? Things like that. We're not seeing each other, and we're not seeing the world through the eyes of love. We're seeing the world through the eyes of scarcity or greed or hate, just all of these negative things. But if you are able to try to see everything, see the world through the eyes of love, you will feel truly within like your heart is more peaceful, because you will have more compassion and more empathy for people, even people who are really rude and really mean. Like if you can see them through the eyes of love, you won't feel that like inner inner disgust or angst or resentment towards them. You will see them through this like, oh, I understand. Like I see that you are hurting. I see that something is just not happy, not loving, not positive with you. And you know, if that person was like your brother or sister, like whatever, someone that you love dearly, how would you see them? You know, because we give the people we love so much more compassion, so much more grace. So yeah, see the world through the eyes of love. Embody love as much as you can. This is also a lifelong journey because none of us are perfect. I don't know if any of us can be perfect at being unconditionally loving in all moments of our lives, but it is another ideal to work towards, right? Inner peace, unconditional love. If we had more of those things in this world, it'd be a completely different world. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, if it doesn't really make sense to you, if you want to truly understand it on a deeper level, I highly, highly recommend you read the book, A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. That was a book I read, I think around 2015. It's been a long time, but reading that book changed my perspective. I think it really set the foundation for like who I wanted to be as a person and the mission that I wanted to have in this world and in this life. It's a deep book, so I hope you read it. I hope you enjoy it. Final pillar number 6 for achieving inner peace is to learn to manage your energy. Or you can also use the word vibration if that makes more sense to you. So learn to manage your energy or manage your vibration. What I mean by this is that we are energetic beings. Scientifically, everything is energy, and also spiritually, everything is energy. So your feelings, emotions, thoughts, how you carry yourself, all of that is energy. So there is an energy of love, there's an energy of joy, there's an energy of fear, there's an energy of hate, right? There's all different types of energies and different colors. There's nervousness, there's stress. You can feel energy. Like if you're an empathetic person, or even if you're not, like if you're sitting next to a stressful person, like you can feel that energy, whether it's like the little context clues of them tensing their bodies. Some people are better at feeling energy than others, but everything truly is an energy. Even design and color, shapes are an energy. Like the energy of this green, the energy of this beige, the energy of different shades of light. There's warm light, there's cold light, okay? Anyway, the designer side of me can go deep into that. Anyway, learn to manage your energy means that you understand that your energy is something that is fluid, that is malleable, but you have to learn how to protect it, how to purify it, and how to lift it up. Of course, living life, living in this world, there are so many things that can bring our energy down or that can disrupt our energy, and that also disrupts our peace, right? For example, toxic people, negative news, work stress, pressure from parents, pressure from society. Just there's so many things like social media comparison. There are so many things that can really lower our energy, lower our vibration. So it is so key to learn to truly manage and protect your energy. That is understanding what you can do to cleanse and purify your energy if you're not feeling good. How can you take care of yourself? Maybe you go to nature, maybe you take a shower, maybe you listen to uplifting music, maybe you listen to affirmations, maybe you go for a run, maybe you dance, maybe you sing. So many things you can do that can lift your energy up. But this all is a practice. It's a lifestyle. It's learning to be aware and tuning into your own energy and knowing what are the things you can do to cleanse and bring your energy back up. And so that is super key to achieving inner peace, because it's like you can snap back faster. Like if something disturbs your peace, if something just, brings you down, you know how to bring yourself back up. You know how to let that go. You know how to boost your mood. Taking care of yourself in that way is what I like to call energy care. It is a very, very important part of self-care. It's like literally caring for your own energy, your own vibration, making sure you keep everything high or at a level that you want. And another aspect of energy care is also embracing that we are not always high, beautiful, loving energy all the time, right? It's embracing that you're gonna have your phases, your seasons, summer, winter, fall, spring. Like you're gonna have these ups and downs. Even a female, like our menstrual cycle, you have the luteal phase, follicular phase. Like there are phases where you feel great and phases where you don't feel great. Like I literally, earlier this week, I'm in I think it's the luteal phase where you feel low. Like I just had a sensitive day where I was just crying over everything, and it's hormones. It's normal. I'm a woman, right? But energy care is understanding, okay, if I feel this way, I embrace it. I accept it. I'm not going to force myself to make videos and be peppy, right? I'm going to do what I need to do to take care of myself and to make me feel a little bit better, whatever that means to me. Maybe it's doing yoga or eating fruits. There are certain things that I do that I know make me feel better and that raise my vibration, and I'm going to do those things. So in a way, it is self-care, but put in a more specific terms, specifically energy care, learning to manage your energy. All right, I hope that you got something out of these 6 pillars to inner peace that I just shared. Of course, this is just some of what has helped me. There's probably so much more that I could share on this topic, but I'll keep it here for now. Let me know down below, which of the 6 pillars do you feel like you need to work on most? What do you want to work on next out of the 6 things that I shared? Because, they are very big pillars. And also, let me know if there's anything that helped you in your journey to finding inner peace that you'd like to share. I love reading your comments, so thank you so much for sharing them each time. If you like this video, then please share it with someone that you think it could help. I would appreciate that so much. And finally, I just want to remind you that our 2025 Artists of Life workbook is coming out on October 17th. So mark that date, and it'll be available on shop.lavendaire.com. I'll put the links down below. All right, sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.